We see Ingrid, Finn, and Torres running. Finn shouts, "Come on, we gotta get out of here." Ingrid glances at the sky. The sun's about to set. It's time. They're about to show up. Then Ingrid remembers what Anri told him earlier. By the river, you'll find flat yellow stones. Underneath them, deadly snakes. It's a dangerous place. Be careful. And now, Ingrid stabs his sword beneath one of those stones and hurls it straight toward the soldiers. The soldiers mock him. What a cheap trick. But suddenly, a swarm of venomous snakes bursts out from under the rocks. Snakes everywhere, biting soldiers left and right. Finn gasps. What the hell is that crazy Ingrid doing? If he makes this much noise. Ingrid mutters to himself. With a commotion this loud, there's no way they won't hear it. The blood-red moon rises overhead. Nightfall, the time of monsters. We see werewolves running, eyes scanning, searching for prey. Ingrid says to himself, monsters don't care who you are. All they want is flesh and blood. He quietly whispers to the others, split up, now. Torres asks, are you seriously telling us to leave you behind? Finn adds, yeah. You expect us to just abandon you. Ingrid insists, just go. I've got a plan, and you'll only get in the way. Torres and Finn run off. Ingrid stands alone in front of the soldiers. Commander Roger orders, fan out. Catch them now. Ingrid thinks to himself, now that they're all gathered together, I can make them destroy each other. This chaos, that's what I'm aiming for. I need to make sure they never reach Finn or Torres. I'll draw their focus toward me, summon a killer's aura strong enough to break their minds and pull them all in. He unleashes it, all the pressure he can muster. Roger senses it instantly. Even the werewolves sense it too. Roger yells, all of you, forget those two. Go after that lunatic. At that moment, the werewolves leap from the cliffs behind Ingrid. They come at him hard, but he dodges them smoothly. He says to himself, now, no one can tell friend from foe. This is going to be pure chaos. The werewolves pounce on Roger's men, ripping through them in all directions as they try desperately to defend themselves. Torres mutters, he said he had a plan, but are we seriously just going to leave him there? Maybe we should have all retreated together. Suddenly, both Torres and Finn hear screams from behind them. They turn around and see utter chaos erupting. Torres whispers, he's alone, right in the middle of enemy territory. What the hell is he doing? Finn says, we have to go back now. We need to save him. But then, Torres is suddenly stunned. Finn adds, why is that man dodging all those attacks so perfectly? Ingrid, still dodging in the middle of the madness, thinks to himself, even in the thick of chaos, the ones who can sense my killer intent, they're the ones coming for me. He avoids another swipe from a werewolf and continues. I'm using my senses to expand my awareness, even to the spots my eyes can't reach. Split-second decisions are life or death here. One wrong move, and it's over. A spear flies at him. He dodges again. But that is not going to happen. Suddenly, Roger shouts, Greyhound unit, form up. Ingrid thinks the Greyhound soldiers elite fighters who form tight ranks, making it hard for even werewolves to get through. But if I want this chaos to last, I need to keep stirring things up. That's something I learned by accident one day. Flashback. Ingrid fighting deep inside the den. One soldier shouts, you idiot. The one you're facing is Roger. He never takes off his helmet. You really think someone like you can beat him? Ingrid looks surprised. Wait, he never takes off his helmet? What? Suddenly, Ingrid smacks Roger's helmet off, revealing he's bald. The soldiers gasp, Captain, don't tell me the reason you always wear that helmet is. Ingrid says, Roger, being bald isn't something to be ashamed of, you know. Roger snaps, you arrogant brat. Ingrid smirks. This guy's more embarrassed about his baldness than anything else. Ingrid taunts, come on, Roger, take off your helmet. Show your barren land, the soil where not a single hair grows. Roger explodes with anger, yelling, you little, then he mutters to himself, no, calm down, Roger. Don't let him provoke you like this. But Ingrid goes all in with a legendary move. He runs his hand through his own thick, glorious hair and lifts it up, flaunting it. Finn watches and gasps. Oh my God, this man has completely lost his mind. But it's Roger who really loses it. You arrogant little. You won't die with your pride intact. He charges at Ingrid, who grins and says, bring it on. He blocks Roger's first attack, swift and sharp. Then he blocks the second one without flinching. Roger lunges forward, aiming straight for Ingrid's eye. But Ingrid dodges at the last moment, avoiding the strike. Not giving him a second to breathe, Ingrid taunts, "Time to worry about your hair again," then slams down a massive blow. But what happens next, no one expected. Out of nowhere, one of the werewolves appears and decapitates Roger in a flash. He stands there, towering beside Ingrid. The other werewolves charge in, attacking the soldiers. The soldiers shout, "Damn it! Commander Roger! Who did this?" Ingrid mutters, "That sly beast struck at the perfect moment." Suddenly, the werewolf turns and lunges at Ingrid with a second attack. But Ingrid narrowly evades it. He's hiding in the chaos, waiting for the perfect opening. This one's more cunning than Roger ever was, he thinks. His brute strength and terrifying intelligence forced me to relive this day over and over again, countless times. The werewolf commander circles behind Ingrid, striking fast from the rear. Ingrid clenches his blade. Time to end this. He blocks the deadly strike head-on. But the werewolf swings again, this time with his arm, aiming to kill. Ingrid shifts sharply to the right and severs the werewolf's arm with full force. He follows up with a crushing blow to the chest. The werewolf stumbles, tries one last attack. But Ingrid sidesteps again, reading him like a book. "It's over," he says coldly. "Right now." And then, Ingrid drives his sword straight through the werewolf's heart, right into the core. All around them, chaos continues to rage. Soldiers versus werewolves in a brutal, merciless storm. Finn shouts, "That's it. I'm done chasing Ingrid into madness. I'm not doing this anymore." Torres sighs, "Honestly, I wasn't planning on following him either." The werewolf commander's body drops to the ground, lifeless. Finn breathes. That man, he's unbelievably powerful. He's beyond anything we imagined. But now's not the time. We have to regroup. She yells, "Ingrid, get out of there. Right now." Amid the chaos, Ingrid rushes to escape. Soldiers shout, "He's the one who killed the commander. Catch him." "Damn you, filthy beast. You'll pay for this." But Ingrid manages to slip away. He makes it to Finn. She asks, "Wait, did you plan all this? And how did you know the werewolves would come here?" Ingrid shrugs. "Honestly, just a lucky guess. I stumbled into it." Torres jumps in. "That's not what matters right now. When did you get this strong? And how did you know the enemy leader's name was Roger?" Ingrid thinks to himself, "If they don't know about the time loop, everything I've done must seem insane. I can't explain it all, so I have to lie." Then says out loud, "There's something more important right now. Our mission isn't over yet. Let's head up to the wall." Determination burns in Ingrid's eyes. He knows exactly what must be done next. And above, standing silently atop the wall, is the Lich Witch waiting for him. Ingrid moves fast. He's already used to climbing this wall after repeating the day so many times. Finn watches him and mutters, "Why is he moving like that? So fast. So precise. Was he a scout before?" Torres replies, "I don't think so." Finn adds, "Then how can he move that smoothly?" Torres growls, "I don't know. I don't understand anything anymore." Ingrid nears the top of the wall. He thinks, "Because of that witch, I can't rely on instinct, but I know exactly where she is." That witch hasn't moved from her spot. Not once. Throughout all the time loops I've lived. Ingrid stood silently at the edge of the wall, not moving forward. With a subtle signal, he motioned to Finn and Torres. Whispering, he told them, "The enemy's right ahead. I'll go first." Torres looked surprised, but understood what he meant. Without hesitation, Ingrid leapt straight toward the witch Letitia. He tried to strike her with his sword, but she blocked him using her vines and threw him backward with force. Letitia sneered, "How did you get this far? I sent my scouts to hunt you down." Ingrid sliced her vines and snapped back. "They're too busy with the werewolves. Looks like you didn't train them well enough." Furious, Letitia yelled, "You bastard," and launched her vines at him again, trying to hit him with everything she had. But Ingrid blocked every attack. He thought to himself, "I can block that spear-like vine now. I've finally found a way in." Then he struck forward, cutting through the branches as he attacked. Watching from afar, Finn asked, "Can he really fight a witch on his own?" Torres replied, "I want to help, but I just can't." Finn nodded. "Yeah, if we get involved, we'll just slow him down." Meanwhile, enemy soldiers rushed toward Ingrid to assist Letitia. "Support Lady Letitia. Now," they shouted. But Finn and Torres stepped in fast, taking out one of the soldiers immediately. Finn shouted, "Torres, don't let them near Ingrid, no matter what." One soldier barked back, "Stop them, quickly." Letitia screamed at Ingrid, "You arrogant fool! How dare you try to fight me?" She fired off vine-like arrows from all sides. But Ingrid activated a special move, his domain technique, and thought, "I've already figured out how to break through her defenses. She's human, just like me. If I can land one precise hit, I'll win. But how? Where's the weak spot? Wait, good thing I kept this." He lunged straight toward the vines protecting her core, slashing through them, until he finally reached Letitia herself. He went in for a clean punch. Here's the secret technique. I've been preparing for this moment. In a flashback, Chris asked, "What about the leftover magic stones from when you got your sword? Should we sell them?" Ingrid had answered, "No, I'll keep them. They might come in handy later." Now, back in the fight, he pulled one of those magic stones from his glove and activated its core. The gem glowed bright. "This is what I took from that ancient magic site," he thought. The light exploded. Torres and Finn couldn't see a thing. Even the sky lit up, and Letitia herself was blinded. In that one perfect moment, Ingrid struck, cutting her clean in half. He said, "When I first started reliving this day, I realized something. I didn't have to pick just one strategy. All three were brilliant plans. I used them all, together, to make it to this very moment." We cut to Finn and Torres, still battling enemy soldiers nearby. Finn asked Ingrid, "Where did you even get that thing?" Torres said, "This isn't the time for questions. The rest of them will be here any second." Finn agreed. "Right, let's move." They snuck into the slums, blending in with the poor townspeople. Meanwhile, Asbin's soldiers scoured the area, searching every street. Ingrid and the others wore rags like beggars to stay hidden. "We made it," Ingrid said quietly. "We've successfully infiltrated. Now we stick to the plan, find the cat, and get out." Finn pointed. "This was the last place the cat was spotted." Torres added, "Look at this, clear signs of torture. They must have found out he was our spy." Finn sighed. "That confirms it. The cat's dead." Ingrid thought to himself, "Asbin's forces have already taken control of every area. The person we were supposed to rescue is gone." Then he told the others, "I think this whole mission was a trap. Even a message we received could have been faked to lure us in. Asbin planned everything from start." Torres growled, "We've been completely fooled." Meanwhile, Asbin's troops were still asking around, "Did you find them yet?" "No, not yet. Search every corner of these slums." Finn whispered, "We've got to get out of here alive." Torres replied, "There are too many guards. We can't move freely. Any distractions we can use." Ingrid nodded, "Yeah, I know a trick. Want to give it a shot." Moments later, a building nearby went up in flames. Asbin's soldiers rushed to put out. "Fire! The warehouse is on fire!" they shouted. Ingrid thought to himself, "After repeating this day so many times, I've learned burning this place down is the best distraction. If this keeps up, I'll turn from knight to pyromaniac. I'll train hard in swordsmanship once this is all over." With the fire covering their escape, the team climbed the wall again. "Let's go. Hurry back to the house," Ingrid called. One of Asbin's soldiers shouted. "Some of them escaped during the big fire." A man sitting by the window muttered, "Every trap we set, they broke through it in one night." He thought to himself, "They're really sharp. I never expected Letitia to be killed at that spot. Our plan was perfect. Kill their spy and wipe out their team before the war begins. That should have crushed their morale." But then the man smirked and said, "It's fine. We still have plenty of strategies left. Let's move on." He stood up and added, "We got to prepare for the next phase." That man is Asbin Avner, the genius behind their military strategies. Meanwhile, Ingrid, Torres, and Finn were riding back on a small boat. Torres and Finn looked completely worn out, like they had no energy left. But Ingrid looked as lively as ever. He smiled and asked Torres, "Hey, want to spar again after we get off this boat?" Torres snapped, "What are you, crazy? We've already sparred over 10 times just on the way here." The boatman laughed. "No wonder these guys are soaked in sweat. You've been going at it since you boarded." They finally got off the boat. Torres sighed. "The mission's over. Why don't you rest for once? Or do you only feel at peace when you're training?" Ingrid grinned. "What if I train with you, Finn?" She smirked. "Even if you flirt with that charming face of yours, your obsession with training is too obvious, you maniac." Just then, outside the city gate, a bald man yelled, "Please, I must speak to the crazy squad. I need to see Squad 4. Surprised, Finn asked, who is that guy? Torres added, yeah, what's up with that bald guy yelling over there? Ingrid said, you two go ahead and report back. I'll go check out what's going on with him. As Ingrid got closer, the bald man's face lit up. It was Gelbin from the infamous Gelbin gang. He grabbed his belly and gasped, Captain Ingrid. Then he ran up, panicked, saying, there's trouble, serious trouble. Mr. Chris is in danger. Ingrid asked sharply, what's going on? Gelbin explained, it's one of the frog fighters. He showed up. Ingrid thought to himself, Gelbin, he's one of the gang members we took down recently. And now, a frog fighter has appeared. Flashback to 3 days ago. Chris was counting a stack of money. This should be enough for now, he said. He thought, the battle's near. I've already spent a week preparing since I returned to the barracks. Thanks to me, the higher-ups are getting solid supplies, so they won't complain if I disappear for a bit. Gelbin entered and said, Mr. Chris, I've got news. The guy with the syringes is nervous. He thinks there's a spy from Aspen's side. Chris replied, got it. Send some in to check him out. If he is a spy, capture him and take him out. Chris continued, the Gelbin Guild is in charge of night patrols now. We're handling security in alleys the border guards don't bother with. Because of that, our reputation's improved. Collecting protection fees is way easier now. These migrants are my eyes and ears, so the flow of intel has exploded. If I keep growing the guild's strength like this, I'll gain even more influence. At this pace, maybe in a year, or even half a year, I'll fully control the back alleys. No doubt. Later, one of the guild's guards stood watch at the door. He noticed someone approaching. Hey, who goes there? He shouted. But before he could finish, he was struck down instantly. A masked man stormed through the door. Chris jumped. Who are you? Gelbin screamed. Who the hell are you? Chris quickly realized. One of the frog warriors. He saw the fallen guard, still breathing. Chris thought. He didn't kill him. He's holding back. Maybe there's room to talk. So Chris calmly said, welcome. Please come in. The frog warrior stared at him. That's quite a reaction. Do you even know who I am? Chris replied, probably not. But someone like me doesn't need to know. I just want to figure out whether our guest has eaten or is the meal. The frog smirked. Interesting. Very interesting. Suddenly, he punched Chris hard in the face, then picked him up off the ground. He growled, but here's my view. Humans don't listen until they've been hit. Chris coughed and said, you didn't have to punch me. I would have answered anything you asked, my honored guest. What do you want to know? The frog asked, you're laughing now, even after that hit. What happened to the old guild master? How'd someone like you take his place? Chris replied, the previous leader? He died. The frog narrowed his eyes. Who killed him? Chris said the border guard army. What was the name? The frog asked. Chris hesitated. Rajna. His name was Rajna. The frog suddenly looked twisted, sadistic. He clearly wanted to kill Chris. But instead, he told Gelbin, you the bald one. Go bring me Rajna. Gelbin nodded. Why, yes, sir. Chris added calmly, go to the camp. Bring our real squad leader. Gelbin's eyes widened. He realized what Chris meant. He took off running. Back to the present. Gelbin told Ingrid, so as Chris requested, I came looking for Rajna. But Squad 4 had already been picked for frontline duty. No one's around. Ingrid thought, Chris actually used his brain for once. But Rajna's the laziest of us all. Just waking him up is a challenge. In other words, we need someone from the squad who can fight the frog people. I didn't expect the whole squad to be away. But who gave the order to send my unit out without telling me? Then he asked Gelbin, was Chris tortured these past 3 days? Gelbin said, no, he's still alive. Ingrid added, and his arms and legs still attached. Gelbin was confused. Ingrid clarified, I mean, has he been tortured or not? Gelbin shook his head. No, he's completely fine. Ingrid thought, I've taken down the wild dog's leader. I've killed the witch. I'm way stronger now than I used to be. But fighting a frog warrior? Last time, I was totally helpless. But now, maybe I can actually win. I want to kill him. I want to see how far I've come. But I just need 1 full day to recover from the last mission. He turned to Gelbin. Go tell that frog. Rajna will meet him tomorrow. As Ingrid walked away, he thought, Chris won't die if he waits 1 more day. His current situation proves that. Frog people are usually dumb and simple-minded. But just like humans, not all of them are the same. This one took Chris alive on purpose. He's testing us, watching our reaction. That's not something a dumb brute would do. Ingrid returned to the current commanding officer. He stood tall and said, "Reporting in, Ingrid, captain of the independent team under Squad 4. The officer replied, "I heard from your squad mates. They joined the Vanguard, right? You should too." Ingrid shook his head. "Not yet, sir. After that long mission, I need 2 full days to recover before joining the front line. After that, Ingrid heads back to rest. He says, I need to consider the possibility of dying while fighting the Frog Warrior and repeating the day again. That's why I need to keep my body in top shape." So he eats a proper meal, then trains a bit to stay sharp. He says, "Since I couldn't recover all my gear, I'm only left with 2 small daggers. I hope they'll be enough." Just then, Esther walks over and sits beside him. Ingrid looks at her and says, "Esther, you're acting a bit strange. Did you get bored from being alone for a while? Do you want to come with me? Fine, but on one condition. You only watch. Don't step in at all. I plan to face that Frog Warrior one-on-one." Cut to the Frog Warrior. He says, "I think I've waited long enough. He better keep his word and show up today, or it'll be the end." Chris quickly replies, "He'll be here, I swear. No doubt about it. But until then, here, fresh earthworms. They'll match your taste better." The Frog Warrior replies, "You're a clever human. Shame I'll have to kill you." Chris nervously laughs. "Haha, you flatter me too much, sir." Then to himself, Chris mutters, "Come on, guys. Where the heck are you? I'm seriously going to die if they don't show up soon." He gets anxious. Why are they taking so long? Did something go wrong? He thinks about going to look for them, but can't leave. The Frog Warrior asks, "Hey, got any more of that? What do you call it? Apple stuff?" Chris says, "Yes, sir, right away." Then thinks, this insane frog never even sleeps. He's always watching us. If just one of the others would show up, we could crush this smug frog once and for all. Meanwhile, Ingrid is walking through the hallway of the Gilban Guild, getting close to the door. The frog senses something. Ingrid charges at full speed, breaking the door down, dual daggers in hand. Chris is shocked. "No, not you. You're the weakest one of us all. Where's the captain?" But Ingrid doesn't flinch. He throws his daggers at the Frog Warrior. The frog dodges the attack and jumps on top of the table. Ingrid leaps in, trying to strike. But the frog pulls out his sword. Ingrid rushes behind him and swings, but the frog narrowly avoids it. They both pause, staring each other down. Then clash, swords with such force it sparks through the room. Chris watches in awe. Is this really our captain? How is he fighting a Frog Warrior face-to-face like that? The frog lands heavy hits on Ingrid's stomach. He takes the full brunt of it. Ingrid thinks, only an idiot takes on a Frog Warrior's power head-on. One wrong move, and your bones could be crushed. The frog charges again. Ingrid blocks the strike and focuses. He thinks the only weak spot is their heart. One direct stab, and they can't regenerate. With full force, Ingrid aims straight for the heart. But the frog delivers a devastating kick, slamming Ingrid into the wall. Chris panics. Oh no, that was a direct hit. If he blacks out again like last time. We see Ingrid down on the ground. The frog steps forward. "You really had the nerve to go for my heart." The frog reflects. Our species is known as talent assessors. We have a gifted eye to sense an opponent's potential. But this human, he maxed out his talent long ago. So how? How is he still getting stronger? Ingrid smirks. "Even your kicks feel weaker now." The frog roars. "You're dead, human. I'll kill you right here." Ingrid lunges again, going for the heart. But the frog reacts in time, delivers a powerful slash. Ingrid dodges, then counters from a different angle. A stab to the heart's the only way to stop his healing. But wait, there's another way. If I injure his arm enough, he won't have the strength to regenerate it mid-battle. That could be my chance. With a fierce attack, Ingrid slices off the frog's arm, then follows through, aiming for the heart. The frog screams, "I'll kill you even if it's with one arm." He swings, knocking Ingrid's sword away. It flies out of his hand. The frog unleashes a massive strike, heading straight for Ingrid's gut, about to slice him in two. Ingrid thinks, is this the end for today? Fine, I'll challenge you again tomorrow. But right before the strike lands, the frog stops, frozen in place. Ingrid is shocked. Why? Why'd he stop right before killing me? The frog mutters, "I can feel it. A massive surge of magical power. It's warning me, if I kill this human now, my life will be in danger." We see Esther, glowing with overwhelming magical energy. The frog grits his teeth. I want to kill him so badly. He's a human who broke his limits. Unpredictable. Dangerous. He needs to die. But then, he lowers his weapon and turns away. He's not worth risking my life over. He tells Ingrid, "Remember my name? Human. I am Emilian. Next time, we'll finish this." And with that, the frog warrior leaves the Gilban gang's base. Chris breathes out. He left? He's really gone. I thought I was gonna die back there. Since when could you, Captain, go toe-to-toe with a frog warrior like that? Ingrid replies, "Just my hands alone aren't enough, Chris." He looks down. My wrist gave out during the last hit. That's why my sword flew out of my hand. I'd need 3 more attempts to completely defeat him. So what will Ingrid do next? What new strategy will he come up with? This marks the end of Season 1. As you can see on screen, the final chapter has concluded. But don't worry. As soon as enough new chapters come out for a full Season 2, we'll return with Ingrid's next story. And since you made it this far into the video, comment our secret code, Salada Green Salad.